all that pixelated garbage. Oh, and there's the famous Corman Castle shot.
It looks so bad, the water all pixelated like that.
And this is James.
And this is Mike.
And we're going to do a feature-length commentary on The Terror.
What a great name. Ooh, and there's that famous castle.
That stock footage that Roger Corman used, he used that same castle in lots of his movies.
I saw that. There's a quick frame of that in that Vincent Price movie called Madhouse.
It's everywhere.
Watching that. Yeah, it's in a lot of movies. It's in Kingdom. Wizards of the Lost Kingdom movie. I think one of the Deathstalkers. I think they used it.
So
Deathstalker 3.
So this is Boris Karloff just walking around in the dark. So if you had Boris Karloff for 2 days and you could get him to do whatever you want, like what would you have him do?
Well, it's not a bad idea that, if you had Boris Karloff with you, you would think, yeah, I'm going to utilize the guy for a couple extra days and make like a horror movie, but...
Because what happened was they were filming The Raven, and they had 2 extra days because they finished earlier or whatever. Yeah. So they had these 2 extra days, like, let's shoot Karloff walking around, and then we'll figure it out later and make another movie out of it.
Yeah, but like they could have basically made a better movie. You have one of, if not the greatest horror actor of all time, and you go ahead and you make this movie. I've seen this movie before, and like...
Here comes the skeleton. Ah, the terror! The terror!
Ooh.
Is the skeleton the terror?
What? I don't know, but...
You never see it again. You never see that skeleton again.
And also that bird that just went by. I can't help but laugh at how stupid that bird is that flies over the logo. It's just so... It looks like somebody cut it out of a piece of paper, you know? There it is again.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's scary. It's a bird.
Those titles need some drop shadow or something.
Yeah, you can't even read them.
Oh, you know what's really funny? This is the quality on this. The image quality is such crap that I actually did a little bit of color correction just to make the blacks a little less milky.
Yeah.
Because they were just really like faded. So even this movie's supposed to look like crap. Like you can't really watch it any other way, unless you have the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray does look nice, and it's in widescreen and everything. But
yeah, they did a nice restoration job.
Yeah.
But this just looks terrible. I mean, the way it was growing up, like seeing a lot of these movies, you see it on like a VHS tape, all these public domain movies. I didn't really watch this one growing up too much. I would watch like Phantom of the Opera or like some other ones, but all these public domain movies always just look like garbage, all muddy and murky looking, and that's how this looks. And it's just, everything's kind of brownish, or gray, and it just looks bad.
Yeah, this is one of those films that I guess probably for the same reason as Night of the Living Dead didn't have a copyright notice or something, so it slipped in the public domain. So it's very available that you could find this movie anywhere. And I'm really surprised that I don't think anybody's ever done a commentary for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I don't think Mystery Science Theater ever did a thing on this, as far as I know.
Yeah, not even Riff Tracks, as far to my knowledge. I could be wrong, but I don't think they did anything.
And what's surprising about that is, weren't they always looking for like a public domain movie to do? Like they usually did public domain movies, and this is a public domain movie.
Or movies that were like low cost, like real cheap for them to get, the license or whatever.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised that they never did this, and like, especially the fact that Jack Nicholson and Boris Karloff, like this would be prime material. But like, I think that the reason they probably never did this movie is the same reason like I never like understood this movie. This movie basically makes no sense. So they probably watched this movie one day. I'm just like guessing, but they probably watched this movie and didn't understand what the fuck was going on. Just like I don't understand any time I've seen this movie. And they were like, well, we can't make an episode of Mystery Science Theater because we won't know what we're talking about. But that's because it doesn't make any damn sense,
This is Jack Nicholson's fine acting here.
Yeah.
You wouldn't really know that he would turn out to be such a great actor in years to come.
Yeah, I mean, his acting in this, or the acting in this movie in general, is not really that good. Like, the way he delivers some of these lines, they're pretty stale and everything. I mean, he's a great actor, but just not really in this.
He's decent. He's definitely decent in this movie. But,
well, he's decent in The Raven, which they filmed
Yeah, he
before
was in
this.
The Raven before this, and
That's a good movie. But this is not.
I wonder where they filmed this, because this is kind of an interesting little cave in the ocean here. I wonder where this is.
Well, I was thinking at first that maybe this was some kind of like miniature or something, but later on, Jack Nicholson actually walks into the water and goes like almost through that. He doesn't go all the way through it, but he like walks into that cave. So it is like a real, rock formation. So yeah, I'd like to know where that is. It would be a cool location to actually visit, kind of like Bronson Cave or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you it's probably in California.
Yeah.
Because of the setting.
So anyway, what is going on here? I haven't seen it in a while, but Jack Nicholson is like a French soldier or something, and he is like, I guess he's lost, and he finds this girl, and he's following her.
Okay.
And I think he's gonna like
Watching
look
his
up,
face.
and is she gone? Yep, she's gone.
So he's trying to get her. Or, like what's going on?
I guess it's just a curiosity thing. He's just following.
I mean,
her.
this is the beginning of the movie, so I guess we're not really supposed to know what's going on too much yet.
I mean, what you see is what you get here.
Right. He's just kind of
just
walking
following
around
her.
following her.
You never said goodbye to me. In fact, you never even said hello.
It has a bizarre tone, this movie. Like, I will give it that it does have a creepy atmosphere. That it's just, not quite classic, but it has something going for it.
It definitely puts you in a
You
weird.
haven't told me your name.
It gives you a weird feeling, like when you watch this movie. It's like offsetting. It's very hard to describe, but if you watch this, it just makes you. It's just bizarre. The tone of it. Maybe that's because nothing makes sense, and it's also got this sort of weird droning music, kind of over the whole thing.
Yeah. No matter what time of day you watch it, it always feels like 5 in the morning or something.
This movie always, I have to say, makes me feel like going to sleep. Like, I feel like I could put this on at any time and it would put me right to sleep.
I wonder if Jack Nicholson's ever watched this movie in its entirety.
Well, I'm sure, like, when it was made, he probably did, but I'm sure he hasn't at any time in the last, like, 20 years. You know?
I'd like
and
to
that's
know.
that cave right there we were talking about.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to actually talk to Jack Nicholson now. Now that he's done all his famous roles and everything, As Good as It Gets, The Joker, The Shining, and everything, and he's one of the biggest stars ever. And you got to remember, here this is the early days of his career.
Yeah.
But now, what would he say? Like, I wonder if he knows that this came out on Blu-ray, or I wonder if when the last time he gave this movie a second's thought. I remember that movie I did. That time I was like in the water and there was like a crow in the air or whatever. Or a hawk or whatever the fuck's going on. He's getting attacked by like a hawk. How did they
He's trying to punch it. He just tried to punch it.
It's like
Look at this.
You know what this is? It's like the plot to a Nintendo game.
It really is.
It's like he's trying to punch a bird in the face. It's like what's it called? Super Pitfall, where he tries to punch the frog in the face.
I would love to just see the bird get punched.
Somebody, you know how they make those hack NES games? Somebody should make like an NES
terror
game of the terror. That would be awesome. We might be the only ones that would play it, but Stage 1, punch the bird in the face in the water. Okay, so that woman just turned into an old woman?
Oh. So I'm thinking he just imagined it here.
No, I think that's supposed to be like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. How like the witch turns in, like the witch turns into like the old witch, or the Wicked Queen turns into the old witch. I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on in this movie. I'm just guessing right now.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what it is. It's supposed to be like Snow. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Well, the story unfolds more as it goes. So.
Okay. Well, I'm just guessing.
Basically, another thing that happened with this was, we talked about how there were 2 days of Boris Karloff, and then they just figured the rest out later. Roger Corman didn't even direct a lot of the rest of the film. He gave it to other directors to finish. So amongst them was, well, one, supposedly Jack Nicholson directed some of this himself. Interesting to think that his acting career.
So there were multiple directors.
There were multiple directors, and Jack Nicholson, whose acting career was early, was already directing something, and one of them was Francis Ford Coppola. Francis Ford Coppola directed some of The Terror.
Do we know which scenes like Nicholson directed and which scenes Coppola directed? Or?
I don't know. I don't know how much information is available. See, it would be nice if there existed like a real commentary on this. If some film historian.
Jack Nicholson would never do it.
Do what?
A commentary on this. I feel like he would just never do that. He's got such a big career. Why would he bother to spend an hour of his life?
Yeah. Well, I mean, even Roger Corman. Roger Corman would be great to hear him talk about The Terror.
Well, I was thinking because Jack Nicholson directed, like they'd have to get all the directors together to like talk about their parts.
All together to confirm it. Yeah, I'm sure Roger Corman's talked about it. I just must have missed it. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that this never got revealed in it, but
we just don't know.
I haven't found anything yet. I have yet to find.
Well, that's good. If anybody out there knows, if there is some kind of commentary, let us know.
Yeah.
Thing of beauty or find in
So is she the Terror?
Is Helene.
Is that the Terror, the bird?
I thought we already confirmed that the Terror was the skeleton.
No,
that came out the door in the beginning.
I'm just kidding. I don't think there's an answer.
Well, I thought you meant I thought there was more to it, and we would find out more about that skeleton.
You never see the skeleton again. That was it.
Really? I thought at the end of the movie something happened with that. No.
No, that was it. That skeleton doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the movie.
Oh, I thought maybe that was somebody who died,
No.
and he was the Terror.
I don't think. Unless it's supposed to be his wife. Well, more.
It's got to be somebody, right? It's just or is it just a generic, random skeleton that comes
I never
out?
thought about it too much, but I'm pretty sure it's just a random skeleton because they filmed Karloff walking around and they just were like, oh, let's have a skeleton come out the closet, at the door.
It's right in the beginning of the movie, though. I feel like they would have had to have given it a little more thought. Like, what is this skeleton that's going to pop out? Like, whose skeleton is it? Like, you're telling me that, like, the first thing you see in the movie is just a generic skeleton?
Yeah, I think you're supposed to forget about it as the movie goes on.
Yeah.
And look how dark this movie is. Like, a lot of times, it is really nice. The Blu-ray, it looks amazing. It's the most clear I've ever seen The Terror, but there's a really strange thing about the Blu-ray is maybe it was like a haunting or something, like my disc was haunted, but the first time I went to watch it, the pause feature did not work, and there was like no time code. The menu button would work, you can go back to the menu. There was no time code on it, it was just zeros, and I looked it up on Amazon, and a lot of the reviews mentioned the same thing, so I know it wasn't just me. But I tried it again just today to show you, and it worked fine.
Oh.
So I don't know what happened, but I know it wasn't my remote or anything like that. But yeah, that was really weird. And there is a DVD in it too, and the DVD is actually really faulty, and supposedly that's a common problem too. I've seen on many of the Amazon reviews.
Who are you?
Yeah, speaking of this movie, The Terror, just real quick, this is random, but I just recently did a video, Batman Arkham City, and in it, in the review, I was a little confused because at the end of the game, there's this character called Clayface, and a movie comes up on the screen, and like the Joker's there and everything, and a movie comes up on the screen, and it says The Terror, and I was like, oh, well, Jack Nicholson, the Joker, I thought it was a tribute to this movie, and then I found out later that actually that character, Clayface, is like an actor or something, and that movie, The Terror, is supposed to be like a movie that he did, so it actually had nothing to do with this movie. And I just wanted to confirm, that I made a mistake there, and it has nothing to do with that. But I did think that was really funny because Jack Nicholson played the Joker. I thought it was a weird coincidence.
Yeah, it is.
But
afraid.
Quicksand.
Quicksand. The girl was trying to kill me.
She knows not what she does. Her will is not her own.
You mean she's insane?
This movie's insane.
She needs your help.
Help? How can I help her?
The castle of the Baron von Lepp. You will find her there. I can say no more. There's the castle of the Baron. You will find the terror.
The terror. I wonder if the quicksand is the terror. She's the terror.
What was that, Wolfbane?
Yeah, it's like Maliva.
Yeah, she doesn't remind me of
If
Malia.
you leave now, you can.
It's Maria
rejoin your regiment by
Uspenskaya's
dusk.
sister.
Gustav.
What do you want him for?
I want him to show me where the castle of the Baron von Lepp is.
No one's lived in the castle for years. And besides, Gustav has gone away for a few days.
So she's like a witch making a potion, I guess.
Yep, that's
Does
what
Jack-
witches do.
I mean, does Jack Nicholson right here know she's a witch? Is that like out in the open, or is it kind of like she's just some old woman? Because like if she's just some random old woman, like if you were in Jack Nicholson's position, like right now, wouldn't you be like, what the fuck are you doing with these like potions? Like,
you know, he's so interested in the woman that he saw.
yeah, he's not thinking about what she's doing with all this shit, these chemicals and stuff.
Yeah. But very much, Jack Nicholson's role in this movie is the audience perspective, basically, because he's trying to figure out what the hell's going on. So
Okay.
he's like the detective of the movie.
I have told you the truth. There is no girl.
I don't think he does a very good job as a detective because I still don't know what the fuck's going on. He's a bad detective.
I am here.
How do you like this shot?
I don't even know. Is that a horse or a shack? Like, I don't know what's going on right now. Yeah, I did see a little bit of the Blu-ray, and it looks so much better. Like the ocean actually looks like really vivid blue and stuff, and the colors are great. Like those plants right now actually look like bright green and everything. You know?
Yeah. Ooh. It's Death Mountain. I wonder if that's actually Roger Corman throwing the rocks at Jack Nicholson. I'd like to know.
Maybe it's the Gorn pushing the rocks off.
All right, so Jack Nicholson riding on a horse. What do you think of this part?
It's boring.
That's a nice cliff.
Didn't you
I don't
already
know.
wash his face already? Like earlier? Like half of the shots are just Jack Nicholson washing his face off.
Well, that's a good castle shot. What kind of food do you like?
I like sushi.
What's the strangest food you like?
Oh boy. Maybe grits?
Grits. You know, that reminds me, when I was a kid, I loved corned beef hash. It came in a can.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like dog food, but I don't know, for some reason,
Yeah,
I just love that.
I never really liked corned beef hash too much. I was more of I kind of like cream of wheat. I don't know if you ever had cream of wheat. I kind of like that.
I liked oatmeal
with like a little
better.
bacon in it. You know, chop up some bacon. Oh, well, I like oatmeal too.
Yeah.
Oatmeal's always good. Hello. Do you like the flavored oatmeal or? just
Yeah,
the
like
normal
cinnamon and
oatmeal?
spice
Yeah, cinnamon
and-
spice.
Haven't had that in a while. That's what I'd probably be eating at the time I would be watching these movies when I was a kid.
Me, Andre.
Like bagels and...
Oh, why you'd be watching stuff like early in the morning? Because that's kind of like a breakfast. food.
More like late at night, because I'd just be up really late watching these like shitty like horror
Eating
marathons
oatmeal
and
late
stuff.
at night.
Oh, guess what? The movie is about to get good.
Oh, okay. I hope so.
It's gonna get good. Any second, watch. The movie's gonna get good.
You to open this door.
The movie just got
Your
good.
pardon, young sir. I was at my devotions. I did not hear you.
I'm sorry, sir.
And here you
Surely I
have
made enough noise
Boris
to
Karloff's career coming to an closer to an end, you know. And I mean, he had great stuff after this, and at the same time, Jack Nicholson, whose career is beginning. So you have you know, an aging star and a young budding star.
Right before Boris Karloff opened the door, there was a shot of the castle wall, really quick, and I noticed there was a crack in it. And I'm just wondering if that's the same like crack in the wall that they show in another Corman movie with Vincent Price, where the house is kind of like collapsing. I'm trying to think.
Fall of the House of Usher.
Fall of the House of Usher.
That's
I feel like that's the
interesting.
same shot. You know how he's always recycling shots of the castle.
Well, it is the same set from The Raven, as they're tearing it down.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if that's the same shot.
Wow.
But that's a castle wall,
I'll have
and
to
then the
look.
other movie's like a house, isn't it? Like Fall of the House of Usher, so
yeah.
it might not be.
I'll have to look into
It reminded me
that
of
again.
that, though.
Okay. Well, that'll have to double check. So
I don't think so.
maybe like I wouldn't be surprised if this set is going to collapse because they've been using it like again and again. So I think maybe the terror is the set that's about to fall on them.
Maybe the terror is the whole movie because it's the terror that you have to watch it.
I'd like that, Baron. Thank you.
Sit down.
Nobody knows. Maybe the terror is like that plaque on the wall in the background, or that chair right there, or that guy.
Yes, Baron. Cognac for our guest.
Always drinking.
Yes,
Yep. Every time when somebody comes
Baron,
in, like,
I wonder if I
you know,
might ask
you've
who was
been,
the young woman I
you know,
saw
climbing on these cliffs and everything, and don't you think that, you know, he'd be thirsty and
Yeah,
need
like
some
give him
water?
some water. Yeah, exactly.
No,
It's always like brandy or
Yeah.
it's cognac in this one, but it's, you know.
Yeah, and like all the Frankenstein movies, it's always like, oh well, you know, you just came in from a long trip. How about some brandy? No, I'm kind of thirsty. I'd like to have like a bottle of water, maybe Poland Spring.
We'll go to the bathroom or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Oh, would you like to make a toilet? Yeah.
Which Dracula supposedly says to Jonathan Harker in the novel.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not to get.
Not now that we're, of course.
I'm gonna get off topic if I start talking about that.
About Dracula, yeah.
Think you saw?
Yes, of course.
Before you say anything else,
So that's the woman in the painting.
examine the portrait closely, the signature, and above all, the date.
Oh, the woman in the painting is the one he was chasing.
Yeah.
Is,
Oh, he thinks so.
is that his Boris
1786?
Karloff's daughter or something?
But that's 20 years ago.
Well,
It's incredible.
the story unfolds
She
more,
hasn't changed a bit.
but this,
She
you know,
has been dead for 20 years.
she's been dead,
Well,
so
he just saw her.
yeah. So
With all
But we
respect,
saw her
Baron,
earlier, and then
Reupload,
she
she's a
like
very active
there's a
young
transition type of effect, and she turned into that old woman, didn't she? That younger girl.
My wife.
the witch.
Yeah, didn't she?
That I think that was.
Because I was
just
saying
in
it was
his
like Snow
mind.
White and all that.
Yeah, I don't think that was physical. That was in his mind. Like he was seeing the girl, and then
Oh.
the witch was.
Oh,
waking
you're
him
just
up.
supposed to know that, though.
I guess. I mean, you could interpret it that way for sure. I don't know the true answer, but
So you're just telling me that's what it is, but you don't actually know if that's
No.
true or not.
well, really, what they're talking about now, it seems like it's a ghost. Like he's seeing a dead girl, and that's her who died in like whatever they said, 1786 or something. So,
Okay. So who was she in relation to Boris Karloff then?
you know, I missed
Oh,
the
we don't-
dialogue. I think
okay.
it's his wife.
Okay, so his wife.
Yeah.
His wife
so-
is dead, and Jack Nicholson thought he saw her in the woods, but maybe he did, maybe he didn't, maybe it was in his mind.
Yeah, I believe that is the full gist right now.
Alright. Because I'm really trying to follow this. Now the horse is like going crazy out in the stables. Maybe I guess he's spooked by either the ghost or maybe
or
the terror.
the terror.
I wonder if that sketch still exists somewhere. If you could like buy it, you know, like Bob Burns, maybe he's got it or something.
Yeah, some collector might have it on his wall or something. You never know.
Hello down there! I'm coming down. Wait for me!
So there's not much to say right here.
Yeah. So just going downstairs, I guess. Wait, so that's the ghost girl, right?
Yeah. He hears a noise. What could that be? Terror?
He's gonna shoot a ghost? Well, you can't shoot a ghost unless you have a proton pack. So what is he exactly doing right here?
He's holding a gun to a closed door.
Unlock this door, I'm gonna shoot through the door.
It's so dark. I was just because I know you've seen the movie before, so I was kind of just asking because I thought maybe you knew more than I did.
Not much.
Well, what's he like? I can't see what's going on here. What is this right here?
It's Jack Nicholson looking around in the dark.
No, I mean like you've seen the movie before. Like really, like what's he doing? Like like right here? Like what is this? What's going on? Because I can't even see like what. It's so dark.
He's following the strange sounds in the dark, which might be the terror.
No, but I mean, no, seriously though, like what's happening here? I know you've seen the movie before, like so, like isn't there something more than that? Like
no,
happening?
it's Jack Nicholson walking around in the dark.
You see, you're just like busting my balls because I know there's got to be something going on. Like, so that's all that's happening. He's just walking around. That's it.
It's just Jack Nicholson walking around in the dark. I don't know if there's anything more to it.
Remember in The Shining when he was walking around that hotel? That's kind of what this reminds me of. Like walking up in that Wendy, where are you, you bitch?
That was a better movie.
It was much better. It was much more entertaining, and it was actually like suspenseful and everything. This is just like I'm in disbelief that this is going on for like 5 minutes and all that's happening is just walking around in the dark and there's nothing else like.
Yeah, it's an hour 20-minute movie. You gotta have something.
Okay, well that's not a very good excuse. Oh, at least they got some lightning.
Yeah, it's it's kind of weird. It looks like ground lightning.
Ground lightning. like ground in a meat grinder ground or like ground
it's coming from the ground.
Oh, that kind of ground. You know what's funny about this movie actually is a long time ago, like I guess it was back in like the late 80s or early 90s or something. I was at Suncoast Video and I saw a box set of like Jack Nicholson, like a compilation of Jack Nicholson movies on VHS, and there's probably like 6 movies or something like that in the thing, and it had like Little Shop of Horrors and The Terror, and it might have had like Chinatown or something. I forget.
Chinatown and The Terror in the same box set.
I don't remember exactly what movies, but it was a bunch of Jack Nicholson movies, and I got it from my dad actually for his birthday, or it might have been Christmas, but I think it was birthday. And I remember giving it to him, and we put it on maybe like a week later or something. And I remember popping in The Terror, and this was the first time I ever saw The Terror, and because he liked Jack Nicholson a lot, you know. But he liked watching Batman and the Joker and all that. And
Good ones.
Yeah, he liked. I think he had seen Chinatown. He liked that, and you know, all the classic. The Shining. He liked all the classic good Jack Nicholson movies. So we put in this, and I think a Little Shop of Horrors too. But when we put in The Terror, we probably watched maybe I say about 5 or 7 minutes of it, and then we just turned it off because it was just so like bad and boring. And I actually felt like really
The Terror.
Oh, right there, yeah. I felt really guilty because like I got it for him for his birthday, and it was like I felt like I got him a bad gift. You know, I was like, geez,
you gave him The Terror.
Yeah, I gave my dad The Terror for his birthday, and it's just. I kind of still feel guilty about it. It's like, imagine getting this for somebody for it's almost like a joke. Like if you don't like somebody, give them this movie, you know, for their birthday.
I wonder what set that was like.
I don't know. I wish I could find it again. I'd like to. I should, look that up.
And it was VHS, right?
It was definitely VHS. It was before, I think it was before DVD even like existed, or it was a long time ago. Yeah, it was definitely like a VHS box set. Like a Star Trek box set where the Enterprise like makes up.
Yeah.
It was like that size.
And there's that cool castle shot again.
Yeah.
I like all the matte paintings and stuff. I just think they're cool.
I do like matte
We
paintings.
must leave at once.
You think perhaps he is not merely a traveler?
Why do you say that?
He might have heard things in the village.
Oh, nonsense. He's a soldier. He doesn't listen to old wives' tales. The important thing is that he leave with all due speed.
I shall see to it, sir.
But of his own accord. We must show him the respect his position and rank demand. Outwardly.
I understand, sir.
You know, those 2 days with Boris Karloff, it seems that they at least had some kind of idea. Like, just to do these dialogue parts, they knew that they were going for some kind of story. So, in some ways, it's kind of interesting and kind of impressive that the movie at least, you know, got finished and that it's you know, I mean, watchable. I mean, it's arguable that it's watchable, but I think it's in the long run, it's a pretty interesting, like, you know, little horror film.
I don't know if you know, but like, did Roger Corman like already have this movie like as an idea of like something he wanted to make, or did they just like make it on the spot? Like okay, they set up the camera and then like, okay guys, start talking. Was it like that, or was it like maybe he was a project he was gonna work on soon, but he hadn't finished. But since he had Boris Karloff there, he was gonna just shoot it.
Well, I think they obviously had a script and everything, but it was just something that was rushed out to do it quickly. It was just done very cheaply and quickly, and also they did it in pieces where they didn't have everything planned out, and they first did the parts with Karloff, and then they did another part, and you know, and somehow it all came together.
So, did they just, for this movie, did they just film with Karloff for like 2 days and then kept filming afterwards? Is it like they only had Karloff for 2 days and did his parts,
Yeah.
but then the movie filmed for like another month or something?
Yeah, well,
Or did they actually film the entire thing in 2 days?
oh no, that would be ridiculous to get the whole movie in 2 days. I don't think that would be possible at all.
So it's just Boris Karloff's part was 2 days.
Yeah,
I see. Okay. Well, that makes a little more sense.
because then they gave it to another director and then another director and it got, you know.
Right.
I don't know how long the whole filming took. I'd have to look that up.
Eric? So there is an Eric. That at least was not a lie.
Lieutenant, please, don't involve yourself in these dead matters. There is nothing here but an old man and his decaying memories. I beg of you, leave him in peace.
Did he forget to take his napkin out of his shirt when he was eating?
Will you join me, Lieutenant?
You know, there's a
No,
lot
thank
of
you,
other
Van.
movies called The
I've
Terror.
just come from the
There's,
stables.
according to Wikipedia, there's The Terror from 1920, 1926, 1928, 1938, 1977, and 1978.
Have you seen any of the other The Terrors? That was weird.
Nope, just the 1963 version that we're looking at now.
We should see the other The Terrors.
The other terrors, compare terrors.
Well,
I'm willing to bet
Now,
out of all those other The
why did you
Terrors,
remove the portrait of
there's
the
another
Baron
version
from the
that's
wall?
better than this
is
one.
it away for renovation?
I don't know.
The dampness of these walls puts a mold on
They're
them.
all earlier than this,
You
though,
evade
huh?
very
Except for
cleverly, Van. Can you
77,
also
78.
play
Oh,
the
I
violin
didn't see that.
music and the
Yeah.
girl in the chapel last night?
You saw her again.
So you admit there's a girl?
Ilsa,
Ilsa, is that her name? Answer me, Baron.
please, please leave me in peace.
If I
can't you?
leave you now, Baron, I will come back with a company of my men and I will tear this place down around your ears until I find her. Is that clear?
Well, they're going to tear the set down anyway.
Very clear.
All right, now what happened to the Baroness? Was her death violent?
Yes, her death was violent.
How did she die?
You spare me nothing. 20 years ago, I was not the man you're looking at now.
He was Frankenstein.
Yeah, exactly.
The
I
monster.
lived well and was happy. My wife had died some years before, and I was lonely. And one day in the village, I saw Ilsa, a peasant girl who'd come to live there with her mother. Oh, I could have taken her. As nobles have taken the daughters of peasants since the beginning of time, but I loved her. And she became the Baroness von Lepp. Almost immediately afterwards, I was called away for military service, a rebellion in the Polish province. I was gone for nearly a year. When the fighting was over, I hurried home.
He sounds like the Grinch.
To my bride.
It wasn't too long after this.
No one knew of my coming. I surprised her in her room. She was not alone.
He's good. He's
She laughed
really
at
good.
me, said her
This is the
head
only
was
part of the
not
movie I've
really
actually been interested in so far, is when he starts talking. Yeah. That's because he's just a good speaker.
And her lover?
Stefan took care of him. Later, I gave out a story that she had died of some malaise. No one ever knew of her betrayal of me, or how, in fact, she did die.
Except for Stefan.
For 20 years, I've not set foot beyond the walls of this castle. I've lived here alone with the memory of the dreadful thing I did that night. That is my penance.
And now you believe what? That the ghost of Ilsa has come back to relieve you of your penance? Is that it?
Yes,
How long has the spirit been coming to the castle?
it all began 2 years ago. At first, I was terrified, but now I'm eager for our every meeting.
One more question, Baron. Has anyone else except yourself seen the spirit? Stefan, for instance.
You think I'm mad, don't you?
Yeah.
Right now, Baron, I'm not sure just what I think.
But don't forget, you saw her too. Perhaps we're both mad.
Great exchange there between two acting legends. Yeah, Karloff is really good up until like his last decade. Actually, Frankenstein 1958, which was before this. Actually, I'm sorry, the movie was called Frankenstein 1970, but it was made in 1958. He gives a really good performance in that movie. And Targets, have you seen Targets yet?
I still have not seen Targets.
Oh yeah, so Targets is a really that's like his swan song. That could have been his last movie, and it would have been like the perfect.
He did some more after that, though.
There was a couple more after that are forgettable, but Targets was a great movie.
The old woman told me.
Lies.
She summoned me from the sea.
You must go back. Your soul is troubled, Ilsa.
Go back to Eric.
To the sea.
So is she a mermaid or
Only
something?
when the sea enters the crypt.
Under the sea.
We shall rest
Under
there
the
together, he
sea,
and I,
darling,
beneath
it's
the
wetter. Down here, it's better. Take it from me.
Where did this just go? This
I don't know. She's
commentary?
talking about the sea, and I don't know. I start thinking about the Little Mermaid, and
Yeah. I loved that movie when I was a kid. Little Mermaid.
He can help you, Ilsa.
you're a big fan of Sword in the Stone too, right?
Oh, my favorite Disney movie to this day is Sword in the Stone.
I think mine is Alice in Wonderland.
Now that we're talking about anything but the terror.
Well, there's nothing going on right now. Like,
At least it's not as bad as that vulture or whatever bird that was in White Zombie.
Oh my God! There used to be a cartoon called Birdman, and there was a bird in it that used to do that, and it would just go. It was the most annoying thing ever. Watch that cartoon sometime. And see that.
Hey, do you know who this guy is, by the way? The actor? Look at his face coming up.
His face. All right.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
All right. Well, give me a chance.
You know who it is?
It looks familiar. I don't know.
It's Futterman. It's Dick Miller
Is it?
from Gremlins. Yeah.
That's funny.
He's in Terminator.
Oh no! I saw that guy at a convention one time. I've actually met the guy in real life.
Yeah.
I shook his hand. I guess he's younger here, so I couldn't really recognize him.
He's a lot
too much.
younger,
Yeah. Oh wow,
Isn't that crazy?
that's cool.
Tetragrammaton, tetragrammaton. Metroton usatla. Metheos abayoth. Oh, powers of darkness, Let the spirit of Ilsa sink
Futterman.
deeper into this moss.
You know, that Atari game, like Worm War 1, will do that effect too. where
Where it makes the room glow.
Yeah, where it makes the room glow.
The most random commentary ever.
See through this ice.
It's some trippy witch stuff. Those witches are crazy.
What is that thing?
Like,
I guess she's like, you know what she's doing? She's like hypnotizing this girl, I think. She's sending the girl after Karloff because, what's up?
Don't they use one of those spiraling things in that movie with Vincent Price, the other Corman movie, where he's like dead and he's like in the bed with Basil Rathbone?
Yeah. Oh, you know. Well, now it's trivia.
Is that the same prop? You know what I'm talking
Now
about?
I'm thinking of it. It might be. That was the case of Valdemar.
Valdemir or something?
Yeah, I think it's like based on the Imp of the Perverse,
Yeah.
which was a post story.
Anyway, I think they used something similar to that.
Okay.
Anyhow, though. So what is going on with the plot?
So, in the scene we saw prior, Karloff and Jack Nicholson, basically, Karloff, who is the Baron, said that he killed his wife and that he thinks it's the ghost coming back, for revenge.
I'm lost.
Okay, well, he killed his wife and she wants to get revenge.
Right, okay.
The reason he killed her is because he found her with another lover, which is the common way.
Gotcha.
And the lover, I think, I could be wrong, but I think was the son of that witch.
The lover was the son.
Yeah.
The witch.
Yeah.
All right.
So basically, the Baron, who's Karloff, killed the witch's son, and now she is getting revenge by hypnotizing this woman to send the woman after Karloff, so that Karloff will think that that's his wife, and then go crazy and commit suicide. Yeah.
Yeah, this is for the birds.
Well, that's the witch's plan.
This is for the birds.
This shit's for the birds.
I brought my things in here.
Where did you find the girl?
Is no girl.
No girl.
She was sitting in this chair.
There is no girl.
I know what she is. Old woman, I know what she is. Listen to me and listen to me very carefully.
Futterman.
I can't believe it really doesn't look like him very much.
Yeah, a lot.
I mean, I can tell like the eyes and stuff, but he's just so much younger.
Yeah.
Than I'm used to
Place
seeing
to the
him.
ground once and for all.
He's awesome.
And you know who once lived here all those years ago?
You know who lived here?
Eric.
Up to the castle.
Is the Frenchman gone? No. Why not? He now refuses to leave. I don't think he will leave of his own accord. He must. I gave you definite orders. Baron, no one knows this officer is here. If he should never arrive in Copeland. Are you suggesting that... It's the only way. That I will never...
I like his bathrobe.
Oh yeah.
Knows I have enough upon my conscience without the
He's always in
senseless
that robe.
murder
Would it be the
of a
same
young
movie
man
if he was just in a
together.
T-shirt or something, or a wife beater or something like
A wife
one of those,
beater.
the sleeveless shirt.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah. Well, just for anybody else, I was just curious if that's like if that might just be an American term or something. I don't know. Always got the alcohol. And we got more of Jack Nicholson just walking
Oh,
around.
there's so much of that in this.
Yeah.
Opening a door, going in the dark room. Oh, there's nothing in there.
Nothing in there.
Maybe he's gonna check another room, open it up, and there'll be nothing again.
Mm-hmm.
Jack
Yeah.
Nicholson's expression right there was like, now what? Alright, come on, something happened, something's gotta happen. Oh, nothing in here. Oh, look, nothing's in here. There's a chair. This is about as dull as it gets, I have to say, right now.
No, nothing in there.
It'd be funny.
This is like
it'd be funny if you opened that up and like found like a dildo and was like, oh.
You know what? This explains.
It's like a pink dildo.
This is like playing Maniac Mansion, or what it's like when I play it. Like, I look here, nothing in there, nothing in there, nothing. That's how I always am when I play those kinds.
You know,
of
it'd be
games.
great if he just shot his fucking brains out right now and the movie ended. Come on, do it. Put it in your mouth. Blow your brains out. Damn it. Damn. Nope, movie's gonna go on, and that's why it's called The Terror.
The Terror.
It should be called The Torture.
And that painting is just a coincidence that it looks like the person who's supposed to be the ghost of his wife. I don't know. I really don't have any fucking idea.
Oh, but there is definitely a ghost, because that thing just like moved on its own. Maybe it's the Invisible Man. Maybe it's Kevin Bacon. Oh man. See, you start going crazy when you start like watching.
I just find that the first Invisible Man you thought of was Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. Chevy Chase.
Yeah, the Memoirs of an Invisible Man.
I need you.
Where are you?
Seen any good movies lately?
I'm seeing The Terror.
What do you think of The Raven?
Oh, The Raven's great. It's sort of a comedy, but it's definitely worth seeing. It has Jack Nicholson, Peter Lorre, Vincent Price,
Right.
Boris Karloff.
Yeah. We have talked about that before.
Yeah, and I've done The Terror for Monster Madness, so really there's not much new to gain here.
I wonder how old he was here.
I don't know.
Karloff, I mean.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I know he was like, his 50th birthday was during Son of Frankenstein or something like that. So, I guess like 1938 while they were filming Son of Frankenstein. I think that was his 50th birthday. But now we're talking about technical stuff, and I have to double check my facts.
You know what's funny is that we are recording this on Bela Lugosi's birthday, so.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Lugosi,
We'll
Karloff.
see
You know,
now they'll
seems
know.
appropriate in a way.
Yeah, Monster Madness is going on. Now they'll know how in advance some of these videos get made. No, that's fine. Look how much of the screen is black. It's just dark.
What is the meaning of this intrusion?
He intruded on him just sitting there in a chair. Like he was just sitting there.
Give you the right to burst
They
into
walk.
my room
They
unannounced.
walk. I'm not gonna go
I
there.
beg your pardon, Baron.
Stefan has gone to the village to get you another horse. It will save us both embarrassment if he will leave the moment he returns.
There can be no doubt of it, sir.
It is kind of like Fall the House of Usher a bit. Like he would be like Roderick Usher, where he's just this loner in an old castle, and he has a dead. I think in Fall the House of Usher it's his sister, but here it's his wife. And a lot of times in Poe stories, there's always like somebody who comes back from the dead, or somebody who's buried alive or something. And so, and Roger Corman was making all these Poe movies recently. Like there was Fall the House of Usher and like Pit and the Pendulum and all those movies, and The Raven. So yeah, so it was really like this was kind of like they were making up their own Edgar Allan Poe story. So it really does feel like something that he might have written. It's like in that style.
Poe, you are avenged.
The original Raven, or the 1935 one, I should say. There actually was other Ravens, but yeah, that's a great one. Here comes the terror, the bird.
At least this is a little suspenseful with the bird.
Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of great atmosphere.
Well, like some of the scenes, like with Jack Nicholson just walking around the castle, are kind of just.
It's long, yeah.
It's long, but.
It's long when you're not expecting anything big to happen because nothing really has happened. Not much has happened yet, and But in the last, we're getting into the last half hour now of the film, so now things are going to start happening.
Birdman.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
One of the best bird attack scenes is in that Tales from the Crypt episode.
That's true.
Carrion Death or whatever.
That's it. Yeah. That's a great episode. That bird like pecks his eyes right out.
Yeah, here it happens too. I mean,
wow.
not as great, but look at that. That reminds me a lot of the movie The Birds. Because in The Birds, there's the guy with the eyes pecked out. It looks just like that.
This is very gory for 1963.
It is, and so is The Birds. The Birds was 1963. And that was a good fall, by the way.
Yeah, actually,
It
that
looked
body that they used actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, whatever it was. But yeah, I actually looked into this just before we did this commentary. The Birds came out in March, and then The Terror came out in June. So The Birds was released before. I don't know if there's any other significance. Just
Why you think maybe
coincidental.
Corman or something saw The Birds and then like added that in because of that?
It's very possible, but if they finish the movie that quickly,
right.
It might just be a coincidence. But I'm definitely
There's gotta be
reminded.
a lot of other movies with bird attacks.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's just the eyes. It's like the idea of the eyes that get pegged out because it's like the same effect, like the same makeup almost. Like it looks very similar.
Cries out for release. Go back.
What's that recent movie with all the birds attacking? That like really goofy one.
Oh, Birdemic.
Yeah, have you seen that?
Oh God, yeah. That's like it's one of the worst movies ever made, but it's hilarious. You have to see it.
There's some nice fog. Good graveyard sets and fog atmosphere. Like the movie is good for that. I think for all the atmosphere, for the mood, for the setting and all that. That much of it's really cool.
Yeah, there's great sets in these. In all the Corman Poe movies, like this whole cycle was, very lavish, very. It's very classy. It's good. This movie, The Terror, I think could have been a great movie if they just
if it was just a little better.
if it's the plot, like if they would have done a better job writing it, and they didn't rush it out so quickly.
Yeah, because I mean I'm making fun of it a lot, but I mean I really love the Corman Poe movies.
Yeah.
It's just this one is like, I don't know. It's got a good atmosphere and all, but like James was just saying, it's just the plot.
And I'll never leave you again.
Yeah.
It's weak.
Even if it was written a little better, but it was the same plot, it's still like very generic. It's just like, okay, dead wife, ghost, revenge,
And that's what happens when you try to just throw together a movie real quick, just because you can get an actor in it. And that's what happened. They're like, oh well, we got Boris Karloff, let's do this. Just to throw his name on it. Basically.
And a lot of his later movies had that problem.
Everywhere with me. You must come away with me now.
No, I can't. Not until
Until what?
the crypt. It must be destroyed. And with it, the dead.
Don't speak of the dead anymore. You're with me now.
I am possessed of the dead.
You're a worn, living woman. Who has told you these things?
The dead.
In Paris, they're doing wonderful things to discover the nature of the mind. I'll take you there. There are doctors who can free you from this.
From the dead.
The dead cannot reach out from the grave. You must come away with me now.
No. I'm afraid. The night.
The dead.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
What about the dead?
There's about 4 deads, at least.
You see? Love me and there is no fear.
Yes, Andre. I do love you.
I'm just waiting for her to say it again. I wonder if she did.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're both quiet right now. We're just see how many deads there are.
I guess that's it.
And another great foggy set with the gate in the foreground.
Wait here. It's all right.
Who's gonna go visit the dead? Kind of looks like the Haunted Mansion in Disney World.
Yeah, I loved that ride. Remember I went on that thing like 3 times in a row one time.
I love they always say, like, take your wretched body away from the wall and step into the dead center of the room. I always wanted to work at that place and be one of those guys. Dress up like a vampire and everything.
Oh, and guess what we're looking at now? The beginning of the movie again.
Oh, they recycle it.
Yeah, it's the same shot as the beginning.
Corman loved to recycle footage.
Yeah. Now, remember what happened in the beginning. He goes into the hall, he follows a trail of blood, he opens up the door, and it's a skeleton, right?
Yes, he's a skeleton.
So, what's going on here? Is that actually going on, like, at the same time he finds the skeleton, or is
like
that...
right now, maybe he just found the skeleton, but we're not seeing
Oh, yeah. We're not yet, but he's about to. Or it's an alternate timeline.
Maybe we're not supposed to know. Maybe they just reused that shot again. I guess that's what really happened. They just reused that shot because they needed a shot like that again.
Yeah, because we're still watching the beginning of the movie, I think. So I think it's an alternate timeline. And, you know...
It's like the 2009 Star Trek. It's like a different, like... It's a parallel, like, time. It's like, you know, how they have, like, parallel curve.
I think it's more like Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah?
Lightning's about to strike the castle, too, so it's like the clock tower.
Oh, so it's like the parallel in, like, 1985?
Yeah. The parallel whenever this movie takes place.
1963? Oh, well, when it takes
well,
place.
This is like 18,
1800s,
like something, I don't know.
Let's just say it's 1865. It's the parallel 1865.
Yeah.
His face looks very calm right there.
He looked a little bit like the Joker for a second. Just a little.
This shot is from the beginning.
This is still it. He's following that blood trail.
So why? So they're basically showing us a part at the end of the movie at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's strange.
So, it is strange. I've never.
But you told me that earlier that he's not actually gonna see that skeleton again. So.
No, he doesn't.
So that's not gonna happen again. So what happened in the beginning doesn't really happen.
No. It's an alternate timeline.
But no wonder I didn't understand this movie the first time I saw it.
I am here with you now. Soon I will join you in eternal sleep. Stefan will flood the crypt.
This reminds me of the Mummy.
And see us here together.
You're right. That's a good observation. It's like Imhotep.
Yeah.
He's talking to the sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Or when she's in the sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Elsa,
Because his voice sounds exactly the same, you know?
why do you not talk to me?
I am here, Victor. I've been waiting for you.
My love. My love.
You know what you must do.
Anything I will do that
You know that music cue that we just heard?
Yeah.
Sound familiar? I'm trying to think what it. You know what it sounded like? It sounded like the music when you fight Wart at the end of Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, yeah, I can actually see that.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah, I'm so glad you knew what I meant too. I thought I was gonna sound like a.
I think that's that
lunatic.
music. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not thinking of another game, but I think that's
Yeah,
right.
I think that's what it is. But like that music just sounded so.
Damned. My soul will be damned to eternal perdition.
Let me see who you really are. No! Don't go back! You must not! No! No! Let me go! What kind of a woman are you? Where are you?
That looks like a ship wheel on the side there.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it is. Oh no, it's not. It's like the gate.
Oh
thing.
yeah. We're looking into the backgrounds now.
Yeah, it looked
You know, like
I was thinking of the ship wheel, like, and then I was thinking of the ship wheel, like from Dracula, with like the captain like tied to it and all that. It's like I'm really
Yeah.
like thinking
I
about
know,
anything
I
but
know.
like what the movie is.
It's a great set.
Is there a doctor in the village?
Is there a doctor in the house?
That's like the old Bugs Bunny cartoons. You know,
I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor, and then the guy stands up. It's like a little
The Baron
silhouette at the
tells me
bottom.
you've been with him since the Polish campaign.
That is true.
Then you must have been in this castle for 20 years. You must know every section of the estate. He's regaining consciousness.
No. He often moans during these seizures.
Now I'm thinking about
You
like,
have keys.
horror themed like
Fetch
Bugs
them.
Bunny
I'd like to
cartoons
see
and all
the
that.
chapel.
Do you remember like the one with like Gossamer and I love those cartoons. All the horror themed ones are great. The ones with like Witch Hazel and there's like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde like parody they do.
Mm-hmm. What do you think it would be like if they remade The Terror?
If they remade The Terror today and it was
They should get Jack Nicholson to play the
Oh
Baron.
wow.
Yeah, as the Baron this time.
Yeah, well, since they're always remaking movies these days, you know.
It's unbelievable how many movies they remake, but certain movies that you think could have been done better,
Like The
don't.
Vulture.
The Vulture could be remade. White Zombie could. Well, White Zombie, I don't really want to see that remade, but it's like
Right.
without Lugosi and everything. But I do think that plot of White Zombie could be done again in a new way.
What is it?
That light there.
And this, maybe,
Baroness's
somebody
bedroom
could take
tower.
it and like rewrite it and try to do a better
concealed
job.
it
And
since that night.
if Jack Nicholson maybe was in it for a few minutes,
Come with me.
or maybe even longer, maybe if he was the main.
Well, yeah,
Main actor in
the
it.
Baron would be great.
Right.
If it was him.
Do you think that Jack Nicholson would actually? Now I'm thinking about this seriously, but do you think he would actually like play a part like that at
Well,
this point in
say-
his career?
I would think like if it was a big production movie and it was like a lot of people in the movie too who he wanted to work with, maybe. Like you never know. I mean, if it was just some random horror flick, probably not. But
Right.
if it was a big production,
And who would play Jack Nicholson's part, since Jack Nicholson would be the Baron? I wonder who they would get, to play him.
Did the Baroness have a child?
I don't know. I never thought she did.
You spare me nothing.
Baron, if you'll permit me, I think that I can explain.
Stefan,
Forgive me, Baron. I only have
take this gun. Escort this gentleman from the castle. If he resists, kill him.
Yes, Baron. Lieutenant.
I want that bathrobe. They should start selling those.
Yeah.
At horror conventions. They're always trying to sell stuff at these horror conventions we go to. They should somebody should like remake that that bathrobe. That'd be cool.
I am here, Victor.
I'm weary, Elsa. My soul cries out for relief.
There is but one way, Victor.
No. The holy covenants of God forbid it.
You will be forgiven.
If I could be sure.
Take your life as you took mine. Let your own hand destroy you and bring us together forever. Forever. No more torment, Victor. Forever. Forever.
I will, Elsa. I will.
I promise you, Lieutenant, if you return to Von Lepp Castle, I shall not hesitate to kill you.
Great fog, great scenery.
I like how there was
Pow! Bam!
They needed to add some Batman effects in there. Marty.
Where is she?
Alright, plot stuff.
Why did you lie to me about the girl?
Oh! Burn, man!
Call it off.
Doesn't matter now.
Bird said more about the plot.
Tonight he damns himself. Yes, even now she taunts him to his own eternal doom.
You control the girl just as you control that bird. How? Mesmerism?
Mesmerism, you fool.
Why? Answer me, old woman, or I'll break your neck.
To avenge myself on the Baron von Lepp. She will drive him to God's one unpardonable sin. Suicide.
For what offense? What has the Baron done to you?
He killed my son, Eric.
Eric was your son?
Yes. And tonight the Baron pays for Eric's life with his own immortal soul.
She spoke of destroying the crypt.
Too late. Too late.
So I've already explained a lot of that prematurely, so...
Yeah.
But it was...
You can explain it again, because I've kind of forgotten.
The Baron killed the witch's son, and so she's sending that woman after him as revenge.
Right.
But it's so complicated.
I think it's just so convoluted that no matter how many times you tell me, like I get it as you tell me, but then it like goes out of my head because it's just so.
I know.
It's so detailed and
like,
complex, you know.
Yeah, it's like the first time I watched it, I was just like, what? Like, what happened? And also, there's one last twist that we didn't even get to yet. So there's actually more to it.
There's another twist. That's what it needs. Another twist.
Exactly. Like it's just one Night Shyamalan wrote it, then another Night Shyamalan. Like all these directors who got it were just doing their own twists.
Where's the Baron? We must get to him. He's locked himself in the crypt.
Eric is avenged.
Eric avenged? She's used the girl as a puppet to drive the Baron to suicide. But why? She thinks it was the Baron that killed her son. She never knew it was you.
What do you mean? He killed my Eric.
Eric is her son?
You murderer!
Oh, wait!
So he killed her, not the Baron.
The Baron did return that night to find Eric with the Baroness, and he did kill her. But there was a struggle, and in the fight, it was not Eric who died, but the Baron. I killed the Baron.
Wait, so the
And
Baron?
Eric is still alive?
The Baron's dead.
He took the Baron's place, and for 20 years, no one has known. But he took the Baron's place in mind as well as body. In his mind, he is the Baron von Lepp.
Did you listen to that?
Great.
So Karloff thinks Karloff is Eric. Her son is Karloff.
Okay.
He killed the Baron, and now he's playing the part of the Baron.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like,
is that like? Did the movie really need that?
are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, you get it though.
I do, but it's so like.
It's like why?
Oh. It was already like so confusing to begin with, and now it's just like.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. This is the most confusing movie plot I think ever.
It's up there.
What about like Inception? You know, I guess that's a modern one. Well, this is like the old Inception. To me,
Yeah,
at
maybe.
least.
Yeah, Inception's complicated. Yeah. You know what? They should remake The Terror with Christopher Nolan directing.
Oh, there you go. Christopher Nolan with Jack Nicholson as the Baron.
Yeah. Fuck.
I may need you.
Terror.
There's plenty of that.
The Dead. Oh, she can't go in the crypt because she's evil. Oh. Now we're playing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Did you see how it kind of like pixelated too when the lightning came?
You know why? That's because these movies have like it's a shitty print to begin with, and then it gets like compressed digitally, and then it just.
And this is like a cheap. I think it's kind of like a cheap DVD.
Well, yeah, like we're using a cheap public domain version of it. But if you were to watch one of like say the Blu-ray, you know, they cleaned it up and they did a lot of work on it.
So at the very least, if you're gonna watch this movie, at least watch the fucking Blu-ray, because at least that looks better.
Yeah.
You know.
But it almost goes with the movie just to have it looking like shit.
Well, that's true, but I guess it could go either way if you want it to look nice.
Are there look in the far left in the background? Are there gravestones hanging on the wall?
I think that's. I thought that was a window or something, but.
Oh.
See, now this
a
reminds me
window
of the
that
Mummy
looks
again.
out to stone. It does, yeah.
Whenever he's talking to us, like a sarcophagus or coffin or whatever.
Yeah.
Hurry, hurry.
Does Boris Karloff actually have to get that off, like in real life? Did he actually have to do that, or is that he's just like pretending? You think like the set guys could have helped him out a little bit there?
Yeah,
It looked like he was actually struggling.
He might have been. I mean, you know, like obviously, you know, at this time he was a little more frail, but he still did a lot of physical stuff. Like even coming up, you see him like struggling, you know.
Right.
So. But a lot of his later movies, he'd be like, you know, sitting down and stuff.
Right. I think he sits on a lot in Raven. That's all I
Yeah.
can remember him sitting all the time.
Actually, Targets, he's in a wheelchair most of the time, I think, and with the cane.
Yeah, his health was like really bad at that point, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much of the details, but, you know.
You know what? I think those are tombstones on the wall. I think you were right.
Ooh, the Terror. Yeah, they're hanging tombstones.
Why would you ever hang a tombstone on a wall like a picture?
I have damned you as you damned me. The part of me that
She
loves
damned
you
him.
out there that
I damned you, boy.
Look at it.
Damn, you got damned.
Damn.
Destiny and die with that vision in your brain.
Why have you done this to me?
I am the spirit of Ilsa that your unholy sin gave over to the dark powers. But now, by giving your immortal soul to them, I will be free, Eric.
Oh, that was a weird cut. Yeah, see, here's like the physical parts.
Yeah.
And just like Fall House of Usher, everyth's starting to like collapse.
Yeah. Like Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. Everything
Yeah.
collapses at the end. I don't know. A lot of horror movies, everything collapses at the end, I guess.
Yeah, with all the water coming in.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of that.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of the blood in The Shining. Like right there, that reminded me of The Shining. He's like trying to bash through it. Like,
here's Johnny.
Yeah, you almost wish that would happen.
Maybe it did,
Dude,
but maybe
Karloff
that's
just-
one of the deleted scenes that...
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
Carl's like, come on, do I gotta do this shit? Come on, still.
Isn't there a scene in like Bride of Frankenstein or something where he's like in the water fighting somebody like that?
Bride of Frankenstein in the
Or
water?
Maybe I'm thinking. That reminded me of him like, oh, maybe he's like, what am I thinking of?
I don't know, maybe the end of Batman when they're all in the water, like punching each other. I don't know, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Wait, at the end of Batman when they're in the water?
They like go off the boat at the end, like they're punching each other all off the boat.
Oh, you mean the 60s Batman?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah, because you're thinking Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, yeah. Look at those bricks just floating in there.
Do you think that's actually Karloff in that water right now?
I
Or
don't
it's a
know.
stunt double?
Some of it might be a stunt double, but
Lugosi did his own stunts near the end there when he had to like throw the octopus all
oh,
over
the
himself.
octopus.
What was that, Bride of the Monster?
Bride of the Monster, yeah.
Yeah, everything's collapsing.
Yeah. When they did Fall the House of Usher, they burned down like a barn, and they showed footage of the walls burning in lots of other movies. Like they would recycle it, because that's what Roger Corman did. He knew how to save the bucks. So
yeah, I know he liked to recycle stuff.
Yeah. He pumped
Especially
out.
in those space movies too. A lot of the space movies, sci-fi movies.
Oh, yeah.
He would always like recycle a lot of stuff in those too. A lot.
He pumped out movies faster than anybody. You ever see The Wasp Woman?
I
It's
never watched the
really-
entire movie, but I've seen the ending of it,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I won't give away right now. But
It's bad.
it's not a very good movie.
Watched it on like Monster Vision. I stayed up till 1 a.m. or something. And I remember it was like, what? Like, this is what I stayed up for. Just reading the description and the TV guide sounded a lot more interesting.
You don't think this is the same graveyard where they filmed Rocky's the scene in Rocky Balboa when he puts the chair like in the tree and all that?
What are we talking about now?
I don't know. It just reminded me of that graveyard because I saw like a fork in the tree and I thought of like Rocky putting the chair like in the tree. I don't know.
Yeah.
Andre.
Now, what is she?
What?
That had to happen. It had. You know it had to happen.
Boom.
And now she's just gonna melt away. Kind of reminds me of the ending of The Mummy.
Yeah. Oh, that damn bird. Oh, that fucking bird. Oh, that's pretty cool.
And you know what? One thing I'll give you, like any Roger Corman ending, you don't piss away the ending. You end on the best part, and that's it.